Hello guys, hope you all are doing well. I am your host, Dane Prothro, the owner of DanePro.com. Today's episode is going to be big impact made with small details. I'm going to give you 3 sales tips that's going to make a big, lasting impact with you and your customers. My first tip for today is going to be to make your interactions personal and to humanize your relationship. Caring about remembering your customer's name is very important. For example, if you are reading this blog post and you read, "My name is Dane," chances are you pronounced my name incorrectly. This is a totally normal thing that happens to me and probably a lot of people all the time. But when someone takes the time to actually learn my name and pronounce it correctly, it makes a big difference for me. Don't blame your laziness on being bad with names. Write down the person's name, say it 5 times in a row in conversation, or come up with an association that's going to help you remember it. And just as a side note, there are definitely situations, like in professional settings, where it's more appropriate to address a person by their sir or their ma'am. A simple detail like remembering a person's name and taking the time to learn how to pronounce it correctly is a sure way to increase your level of engagement with that person. It's especially important in the world of sales and customer service. This gesture initiates the human emotion of caring. So that's my first tip. Remember their name. My second tip is to greet correctly and to ask the right questions at the right time. It goes without saying, if a customer walks into your place of business and they are there because they're interested in your products and services as a solution to a problem that they have, your job is to connect with that customer and help them discover what product and service is going to be a solution to their problem. It's really that simple. Here are a couple of greeting rules that I liked to follow, especially when I owned a fitness center and a customer would walk through the door. My greeting was always the same. If it was morning time, I would say, "Good morning and welcome to Easton Fitness. How are you today?" It is absolutely important that that initial interaction is done with positivity, but also with the correct level of energy. You don't want to come across as overwhelming, nor do you want to seem disinterested. Try your best to read that person's body language and demeanor and match it accordingly. Their response to that initial response will tell you exactly how you should continue your interaction. Moving forward from that point, I would always ask questions that I knew the customer would know the answer to. Then I would just listen. You'll notice that in my initial greeting, I did not ask, "How can I help you?" So many salespersons ask that. But the truth is, the client doesn't know the answer to that yet. My first question was always, "How are you doing today?" They know the answer to that. And by asking a non-aggressive engagement question like that, the information that I'm going to get back is way more valuable than trying to get the customer to tell me how I'm going to help them. My next goal was to get the customer out of their shell. Establish goals, and I would always ask what and why questions. At this point, if you're good at reading body language and vocal tone, you would already know what you're dealing with. Depending on the response to the "How are you today?" question, you would know if the client is excited, neutral, reserved, or straight up skeptical. In the best case scenario, they would be excited or neutral. If not, you've got some work cut out for you, and you're going to have to help them get out of their shell. Either way, my follow-up questions were always what and why questions. For example, what brings you in today? What can I help you with? What can I help you with is very different than how can I help you? What and why are 2 very different demeanors. My third example would be, why do you want to solve the problem, and what product and service do you think would help you with that? Did you listen to their response? Well, they just showed you their entire hands of cards. Now you know by their responses exactly what they're there for, what they need help with, and how they think you might have the right solution for them. Now your next step is equally as important. Do not try to close a deal and become pushy right away. Keep your composure and follow through with helping them. This brings me to my third and final tip for today. Be honest, follow through, and set expectations. Nothing will kill your sale or your reputation faster than being dishonest or untrustworthy. Too many salesmen and too many saleswomen make this mistake. If you have a mindset that sales is like a poker game being played between the business and the customer, then you're going to piss people off and you're going to lose their trust. This is especially true, for example, with car dealerships. No one likes to buy a car. Sales are about helping people to the best of your ability, period. When you can create a win-win scenario, everyone is happy and everyone wins. Okay, we're getting to the grand finale here. Let's say you absolutely crushed your interaction with the customer, you know each other's name now, and you both found out that you love 70s rock. You're ready to close the deal, and here's how you follow through and set the expectations. You're going to offer pricing and scheduling options as best as you can. Be budget-minded and sell your value. Create a plan or a schedule of events to move forward with. I use the fitness industry because I'm very familiar with it, being in business for over 12 years. But don't leave that encounter unless you know when you're going to see each other next. Also, or finally, set expectations. You're going to lay out an example or explain what your next interaction with that customer is going to entail. For example, great, we're on the schedule for every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Our next appointment will be more of an in-depth consultation. We're also going to do a little bit of a workout, but during that session, we will do a little bit more of a detailed assessment and outline a plan that we're going to use going forward. Then always complete a statement like that with a question. For example, does that work for you? Or does that sound good? Setting up your customer with basically an alley-oop like that question allows them to continue the feeling of you're building a team, it's a two-way interaction, and you're coming up with a plan together. I actually have one more tip that just came to mind, but I said that it was only going to be 3 tips. So, there's one more step that you have to take, and it's a part of following up. If you have suggestions or know the answers to that, leave it in the comment section below. I would love to engage with you. And if you've got any questions or want to schedule a free consultation, go ahead and just contact me right through the website here. After our initial consultation, we can talk about continuing professional services such as consulting in sales, marketing, and branding. I also offer digital media services and graphic design. I hope you enjoyed that episode. I plan on doing these more frequently. I will keep these free for everyone to utilize. If you could, please like and share this with your friends and colleagues. That would help me get the word out. And until next time, guys, go out and be well, do great, and we will see you on the next one.